take that same scenario and you put it uh, into a boyfriend and girlfriend situation. I took one of my girlfriends that I really liked her. She she inspired me a lot. So I took her into this wealthy neighborhood and I parked the car. I said, these are big houses. Do you want one of it or all of it? And she says, I would like my house to be of a reasonable size. I said, which one? Which one? And she was like, I said, before you answer that, I got more touring for us to do real quick. So we ran around right there in Upper Marlboro Bowie area where them houses is hidden, right? And she was like, that is huge right there. I said, that's nothing. They probably got there with credit, a little couple $1,000 down, and they stunning on us, making us feel small. Money is not the problem. Our understanding of it is. And she looked and she said, I gotta bring my son here so he could see this. I said, no problems. Next week we're gonna get it done. I brought him, but I didn't have Katie with me that time. But I brought him and he looked around and then he started talking about his dreams and where he wanna go. And I said to myself, even if I broke up with her and she broke up with me, I know where her mind is at for the next 10 years. Why? Because I planted that seed. And that's what we're gonna call leadership in the smallest sense in our land.
But isn't that the true definition of leadership? Planting a seed and watering it just enough and letting them take off in whatever direction it is that they want to take off in, to see what they want to see and do what they want to do. As parents, our job is just that. Introduce them to everything, something positive, negative. Introduce them to the world. They're going to get both sides. See what they gravitate towards. What grabs your attention? Are you a science person? Are you a math person? Are you a sports person? Do you like movies? Do you draw? Are you a chef? Like, everybody has a place, and there is a place for everybody. We all just have to figure out who we are and who we belong with. And that's the same thing with relationships. I think too often we try to force ourselves to be with people because we don't want to be alone. In our head, it's too many thoughts. In our head, it's loud. In our head, it's a lot of things that cause us to sit back to think about things that we don't want to think about. It's self-reflection time. And I think that because we don't choose to participate in the self-reflection time, we cause havoc in relationships. We cause the not having big dream syndrome. Because if you're with somebody who is just as invested in building as you are, both of y'all are the prize. There's no limit to where you're going. But if you have one person who's inspired by looking up to the other person, what happens to that person when that other person leaves, goes, dies? Like, do they get any inspiration for themselves at some point? So I'm looking at it from the perspective that we should all take time to look at ourselves, have that alone time, journal, write, poetry, something creative, even if it's photos that express what your inner is. I think that's going to help us get to where we could possibly want to be if we could get those cobwebs cleaned out, like the old stuff, the
Yeah,
limiting
like
beliefs.
let me see the greatness in you according to what you love. And if you like to write as a woman, if you like to paint, if you want to lead the community, but don't be scared. Don't be scared because I won't appreciate you. And if I need to ignite that flame, I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I could tell you, although I'm not with that woman, she told me straight, ain't no one ever done that for her. So as I sit here talking about it, I think that's one of the best seeds that I've planted with her and her son. But it wasn't just about real estate. It was about empire building and how to get it. And that was my deepest love that I gave to her. And she inspired me to write a lot of pieces, to be honest with you. It's ridiculous how much, right? So, so for me to say, you know what can I, if you're gonna leave, if you're gonna leave, and maybe God wants you to, because he wants me to be in a certain direction, right? I'm not going to take it personally. What can I leave you with that would be something you can utilize? And maybe you'll think back and say, you know what? This guy wasn't perfect, but he sure know how to plant some seeds. With that said, thank you for having me.